Thank you very much for watching this video. Before we begin, I wanted to include a disclaimer, as I include in my about section as well as in the description of this video. All of my readings are for entertainment purposes only. They are never, ever meant to diagnose, treat, or otherwise have any influence upon your own medical issues or situations that you may have. I always encourage everyone to make their own sound decisions, including legal matters, financial matters, and every other matter in your own life. These are for entertainment purposes only. As these are general tea leaf readings, again, it makes sense, therefore, that some of this information will resonate with you and some of it may not. You may find that some applies and some doesn't. That is completely normal and to be expected, as these are general tea leaf readings. So again, take what you will and leave what you don't, and simply enjoy your reading and hope that you find it informative and insightful. Thank you. Hi everyone. Yes, my name is Sarah and I'm a coffee drinking tea leaf reader. Thank you so much again for visiting my channel today. Yes, big surprise. If you're expecting to see the tea leaves, like I almost always, if not always, show. I only ever do the tea leaf readings here on my channel by showing you the actual leaves. The reason why I thought I would come on here today and read for you face to face like this is because it's simply for the sake of time. As you know, if you've been looking at my channel at all the past month or so, I have not been posting. I finally got the bi-weekly tea leaf reading for February 27th and March 6th posted. And I finally got that posted a few days ago this week. I actually recorded that on the evening of Monday, February 27th. Finally got it posted. It was just as I mentioned in the description box of that video, it was just simply a case of minor medical delays. Essentially, it was just one small thing after another, and I finally got it done. Finally got it edited, uploaded, exported, done. So I hope that you enjoy that video. I thought I would come on here just again for the sake of time so I can get the next bi-weekly tea leaf reading done and complete, and that is for last week and this week. So that is for the weeks of March the 13th and the 20th. And then, of course, the next bi-weekly tea leaf readings are heading into April, which is so crazy, isn't it? So I thought I would catch myself up, catch this channel up, catch you up, get everything done as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. If I were to record the next tea leaf reading for last week and this week, as I normally do, it just takes a long time. I do record it. I don't even do voiceover picture. I actually do live tea leaf reading. I'm reading as I'm looking at the leaves. I'm zooming in, zooming out. And for me doing it that way, for right now, I did not want to delay this tea leaf reading by any longer than I had already done so. Hence me coming on here and putting my makeup on and coming on here and seeing you today. So thank you so much again for watching. And I really hope that you are doing well and that your month has been amazing. I just find this, I don't know about you, but this month has been crazy. It's been good. It's just been one thing after another for minor delays, and that's what I kept experiencing. Actually, when I was looking back at the tea leaf reading for the last few days of February, so February 27th and then March 6th that I just posted this week, it was accurate for me. So even though I'm posting it backwards and delaying, I can still look back and see, yes, that was accurate. That was accurate. And the minor delay part of the beginning of that reading, 100% for me. So thank you so much again for your patience, for your kindness, and for your compassion and understanding as I am trying my best here to do my best. So thank you so much. So we're going to do the tea leaf reading today. And this is, again, retroactively for last week and this week. So when we're looking at it, we're going to be doing it in terms of chronologically, as I always do. And so, again, even though I'm recording this on Thursday, March the, name my calendar here, for Thursday, March the 23rd, I'm still going to be approaching this tea leaf reading as though it would be March the 13th. So the rim is the present situation. So that is going to be representing the March 13th onwards. And let's just go from there and see what comes up in the tea leaves for this week. And please let me know in the comment section below if you prefer me reading this way. I will definitely be including pictures of the tea leaves in this video, most likely at the end of the video, and definitely in the thumbnail too, I'm guessing as well. So, but please let me know what you prefer. Do you like to see me physically read in front of you as I'm looking at the leaves, or would you prefer for me to simply keep on doing what I have been doing, which is recording the tea leaves and showing that on the screen solely. So please let me know what your preference is, and then I can adjust accordingly. So just want to make you as happy as possible, and that you enjoy your tea leaf reading as much as possible, and that it is of help. So thank you so much again for taking the time to watch this video. Okay, so let's start. So I have the tea leaves here. So I'm going to swirl, always asking, as I already have, for Divine Source Creator, Mother and Father God, whatever name or names you're comfortable with using, for help and protection and insight. And this is for a general bi-weekly tea leaf reading for entertainment purposes only, of course, for the weeks of March the 13th and 20th of 2023. So whatever we most need to know. So let's begin. Looking at the rim. So again, this is representing the week of March the 13th onwards. So this is where we were beginning, March 13th onwards. I'm really seeing that there are two main scenarios taking place, or that have taken place rather, last week, at the start of last week, where things are calm and clear and quiet, and we're happy with that, and or we want things to get moving a little bit more, things to go a bit more faster. As well as there is one smaller scenario which is also taking place, but again, very minor. This is actually a layout that I very often see when I read for clients, and I'm going to take pictures so you can look at this in detail. But you have this one main event or scenario happening here. Around the sides of the cup, there are some tea leaves. However, it does appear to me very clearly that there is this one main event or situation which began to take place at the beginning of last week. It's very significant. It takes up about around a quarter or so of the cup. There likely would have been some time between the beginning of that week and the situation taking place, but really not much time. It almost seems like it was almost like a tidal wave, or everything began happening all at the same time, all at once. And it was exceptionally busy. I mean, I'm still speaking currently because this is still likely taking place. Additionally, as mentioned, there are some tea leaves around the sides of the cup. At least 11 different scenarios taking place as well. Likely a few other smaller events or situations. So I would say approximately by the beginning of this week, there may have been some other events or scenarios taking place or beginning at around that time. And it looks like they do conclude by around the end of this week. Much less in terms of significance in comparison to the main event or scenario, just a lot of them. So I would say for this week anyway, many of us may have had to manage our time, prioritize time management, everything along those lines, because there have been, and there probably still is, many different things happening all at the same time. So it's really a matter of balancing ourselves between the main event or scenario taking place, as well as many other situations which have been requiring and still do require our attention. Okay, looking at this main event or scenario, I mean, right away, it does look like it did start off very well. Definitely some kind of new beginning, new opportunity. I will say overall, though, there likely was and is a lot of communication, lots of thoughts and words that have been taking place, as well as some surprises. However, they're definitely smaller events or scenarios individually. We likely knew where we stood and where we stand with these situations. It's just that there have been a lot of surprises, certainly, I would say, last week, but also this week as well. The entire event, like I said, did begin with a new beginning. There was an aspect that did involve some kind of new opportunity, a new start of some kind. This may literally have been a new child or a new pregnancy. It may also have been something that was a new creativity, new creative project, a new creative venture, something that also involved messages, news, and or information, as well as really searching for things, finding out information, things along those lines. Person, place, or thing with a letter F that has been involved or was involved at the beginning of last week, as well as likely the letter Y and the number 4 and the letter S. Maybe the number 5. It looks like it was good, though. There are a few happy faces in person, place, or thing with the letter L. Forward movement, going for whatever it is that you want to have. I am seeing the letter H and the number 4. So please take that for what you will. I have made it very clear many times I am not a numerologist nor an astrologer. So perhaps H and certainly the number 4 may have a meaning personal to you. That certainly involved some kind of new opportunity, but it was a conclusion. So it was a good thing. There's really receiving a lot of good things regarding that, as well as some kind of paperwork, documentation, paperwork of some kind. And this really had some kind of involvement with stability, maybe slightly unconventional. Sometimes, like I've said before, sometimes people will ask, what do I mean by unconventional stability? And I always say, for example, you paint boxes and you sell them online and you make money. So it could even be something as simple as that. So something that is unique and different, but still gives us a sense of stability. Certainly, messages, news, and/or information was arriving at the beginning of last week, and a form of a partnership. Person, place, or thing with the letter T. Someone was involved with that and likely has a prominent nose. There's also a sweet little dog's face in here. So unconditional love, support, loyalty, and commitment. Those qualities were certainly present. Again, creativity, new beginnings, creating something new. I've seen 2 letter H's. So whenever I see letters, it's a person. To me, it's a person, place, or thing. A beautiful reminder that the angels are around us. You can always ask them for help, in my opinion. Another way that we can read this is that there was an angelic influence at the beginning of last week in regards to this scenario. Abundance and prosperity. For myself, I know that I am Canadian. I'm living in Canada, currently in the southwestern part of Ontario, the province of Ontario. However, there is a lovely little maple leaf in here, so take that for what you will. It may have been a Canadian connection that you may have been experiencing at the beginning of last week. Again, partnerships, creativity, new beginnings, partnerships seems to be a theme for the beginning of last week. Helpful people, letter W. A small reminder or a small indication of perception or perspective. Glass half full, glasses versus glass half empty mentality or thinking, as well as really unconditional love, support, loyalty, and commitment. There's another sweet little dog's face present. Now, dogs for myself represent those qualities. However, sometimes dogs who are departed can actually come through in tea leaves. So if you did have a little sweet little dog who is not on the earth plane anymore, and sweet, cute, tiny little face, short little nose, this may be referencing that kind of dog, almost like a golden retriever look of dog, but small. That's what I'm seeing. And if so, then you can even take this to say that your sweet little dog is coming forward to say hello in the tea leaves. Pets actually do come through in tea leaf reading quite frequently. Person, place, or thing with the letter R, and also a beautiful reminder that we have all the tools that we need to get things done. We just have to take the key and open the keyhole. That's all we have to do. Creativity, new beginnings. Taking some time out for our own self-care is person, place, or thing with the letter E specifically involves a new beginning, a new opportunity. And that is actually in direct connection with the conclusion that I mentioned earlier. Again, E is being present. Helpful people. There also may have been a couple confusing situations, just very odd scenarios taking place. It's the best way that I can describe that. Again, partnerships, but certainly happiness as well. As well as close communication between 2 individuals that actually help to create a beautiful sense of stability. This actually may involve a departed loved one who is Scorpio. That may or may not have been the case, but it may have been the case. But regardless if that is so or not, there's a sense of cheekiness, a sense of playfulness that is associated with that individual and indeed with that conversation. There's definitely a surprise that's associated with that, and messages, news, and or information that's on the way with that was connected with that exchange, that conversation, and playfulness and compassion and protection. A lot of nurturing, sweetness, gentleness, taking care of, those kinds of qualities present. Again, helpful people. I'm not going to say it again for the sake of being repetitive. However, there are many different happy faces that I'm seeing in here, which is very good. It just means that things are going well. There's happiness that's involved in that whole scenario. But my goodness, the number of dog faces that I'm seeing in here is absolutely incredible. I keep seeing dog faces everywhere I'm looking. So a lot of unconditional love, support, loyalty, and or commitment, protection, guardianship, Those kinds of qualities are present. Number 3, that likely involved some kind of creativity, new beginnings, creating something new. That actually had a surprise that was associated with that. Letter L and W and Y. Action, speed, momentum, happiness, playfulness, new beginnings. But again, lots of conversations taking place. Creativity, again, sense of cheekiness, playfulness. And seen again for the second time, conversation between two people, close communication between two individuals. Quite possibly a new partnership forming that involves the qualities or indoor characteristics of intense protection. And I don't mean that in terms of that we're in danger, we need protection. No, I just mean that there was protection involved in that scenario. Unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, almost like a knight in shining armor times a 10 or 100. Again, there's a sense of playfulness, having fun, enjoying life. Letter W again, as well as this unconditional love, support, protection, guardianship, divine protection. I keep saying it. Lots of divine love, which to me is present all the time anyway. It's just nice to have reminders of it sometimes, I think. Definitely happiness was definitely present last week and also heading into this week. The letter E. Some of us may have been thinking of moving or moving. Something to do with property. If so, it does look like it is a good scenario. A lot of protection around it. It does look positive to me. Still in the beginning phases, but still well underway. It looks to be very fortuitous, very happy. A lot of different things involved, a lot of different paperwork, which does make sense, as well as reassurance around that. There is a big surprise that it's resting on. It's connected to a large surprise, a sizable surprise, notable surprise is what I'm actually hearing. And we're not supposed to know what that is yet. But it does look very positive. Letter G, though, is associated with that. Helpful people. W, partnerships. And it also involves, again, reassurance. Letter W again. Essentially 4 new opportunities. 2 main ones that take place as a result of the house move. So house move, surprises associated, that results in 2 new opportunities. And there's a baby dragon right beside it. So a lot of unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, and protection that's involved with that scenario. It looks really good. There's number 7 involved and 3. So I wonder if that's maybe involved in an address of some kind, but 7 and 3. So 7 is like spiritual, sacred knowledge, as well as the number 3 can be like the Trinity. I'm not a numerologist. I'm just saying that in case that may make sense to you in some way, shape, or form. There's a winking, cheeky, happy face there. So 2 of them actually. So it does look very positive. Actually, there's 3 happy faces. So if so, congratulations on your new house move. We have, again, more communication. Birthing of something new. It's like at the beginning of last week, there was a lot of maybe thoughts and ideas and a lot of new creativity and a lot of new beginnings. And then by the beginning of, or so roughly of this week, we actually began to see that take place. So now we're heading into the base. Whatever this event or scenario was referring to or is referring to, it does continue into this weekend and head into next week. So looking at the calendar here, that is heading into the week of March the 27th. So we're looking at around March 24th or so into this weekend and heading into next week. And it does appear to definitely this past 2 weeks leads into next week. And my gosh, it's going to be very busy. We are in for a notable surprise. It almost seems to me that after we have put in so much work, it may have been a bit difficult, a lot of communications, a lot of thinking, a lot of talking, things still up in the air. It's almost like as though we've been diligently working away. And then we are, as I just said, for the beginning of this week, beginning to see the fruits of our labor come to fruition, essentially. And then heading into next week, massive surprise. The image actually being shown in the base is very sizable. I will put a picture in here right now. It is comprising almost the entire base. So whatever this is referring to, it's highly significant. However, we're going to begin to see the beginning of it, the end of, I would say, likely this week. We're going to start to see it begin, and then when we do, there's a cheeky happy face associated with this. Communication between 2 individuals. Letter H. Possibly letter R. Again, a lot of thinking, a lot of talking, a lot of helpful people. New ideas, new beginnings. Letter W. Letter E. Thinking clearly. thoughts happening fast, things taking place quickly, which makes sense. Letter B, person, place, or thing. Number 3, close communication between two individuals involving the 3 and the B specifically, and maybe even S and or 5. It depends on how you look at that grouping. But lots of people involved, lots of discussions, lots of partnerships. E and W, again, there is a reminder here for reassurance. So if we start to feel like we need reassurance, we can all think back to this tea leaf reading and remember that, yes, the tea leaves, God through the tea leaves is definitely saying there is reassurance regarding this. Almost like, okay, hold on tight. But you should put seatbelts on because it looks like it's going to be very quick happening. Things are going to be happening very quickly. Again, a lot of reassurance regarding whatever this scenario is referring to. 3 and W again. Creativity, abundance and prosperity, possibly additions to the family, lots of partnerships. There really is a great deal of abundance and prosperity regarding the scenario heading into next week, this weekend, heading into the following week. And literally the creation of new things, a new creative project, a new beginning. I'm saying that because to me, there's very clearly is a child that's sitting down in the base. Now, yes, there's a tree associated with that. So this may literally be referencing someone having a child, a new addition to the family tree. You could even say it like that. Abundance and prosperity regarding children. You could say it like that as well. Additions to the family, new creative projects, new creative ventures, something new that is beginning. It could be symbolic of a child and or an actual physical child itself. But there is this new burgeoning creativity. It is a loving scenario. Letter T, partnerships. And multiple people are involved with this whole scenario. Small reminder for glass half full versus glass half empty. Small reminder about perspective. A reminder that the angels are around. Almost like a magical happiness that's involved with this as well. Someone who's very much magical, wisdom, wise. And there is abundance and prosperity that is likely associated with some kind of fire sign. Someone who is a fire sign most likely. Or things are just simply happening very, very quickly. There is this new beginning, a lovely creativity that is a result of someone who is very magical. I hope I'm describing that correctly. And a lot of unconditional love, support, loyalty, and commitment regarding that specifically. It is taking up, I would say, 90% of the base, if not 95%. So it is a highly involved scenario with many different things happening, but we're just not supposed to know whatever the situation is. Letter S, maybe even the letter V or Y. 5, 4. There's definitely another reminder of angelic help, angelic support being present. As well as F, S, helpful individual, and a Scorpio connection, person, place, or thing. Someone who is a helpful individual with a prominent forehead. There's also reassurance regarding this entire scenario, but really a sense of empowerment, magical, doing what you feel is right, living authentically, doing what you need to do for yourself, really going for it, really embodying your own self-power, being completely in touch with the divine as well. So in other words, paying attention to the divine insight, the psychic ability, the intuition, the mediumship, the healing ability that we all have, but there really is a sense of that being prominent. Really a lot of unknowns, a lot of surprises, a lot of S's and M's too. So I am very curious what this is going to be. Like I'm so curious. What is this? I want to know. I want to know what this is. I want to see it. So I'm excited to see what this is going to be. So I'm going to wrap it up there. I really hope that you enjoyed your tea leaf reading for last week and this week. And I think that if you approve, if you like this concept of me sitting in front of the screen, doing the reading, looking into the camera, I'm going to do this again, I think for the following week as well. So again, that's March 27th and heading into April, just for the sake of being able to get these videos out to you on time. It's one thing that I really do struggle with is getting the editing done and completed and uploaded ideally on the Monday of every other week. So I think if it's okay with you, I'm going to do it again for next week's. And that way it's up and uploaded and there's no waiting involved. So please let me know what you think though. And if you really prefer it in this format, please let me know and I will do this from now on. So thank you so much again for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video soon. And I'm going to be posting a couple other videos, definitely one for the next biweekly tea leaf reading, as well as a channel update. And that is coming up probably in the next couple of days. So please do keep an eye out for that. Thank you so much once again. Take care, and we will talk to you soon. Thank you so much again for watching this video. I truly hope that you found this reading to be helpful. If so, please do think about giving this channel a subscribe and click that bell for future updates. Also, maybe even giving that thumbs up a quick like, as well as putting a comment in the comment section below. Thank you again. See you soon.